What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to our Spurs preview here at Anfield Agenda. The Reds take on Ange Postecoglou's side in the second leg of the League Cup semi-final. It's an 8 p.m. kickoff, and of course we will be live from 6:45, where we hope that Slots boys can turn around that 1-0 deficit from the first leg and book a place at Wembley. Over the course of this video, what I'm going to do is run through and give you a bit of Spurs form coming into the game. Then we're going to go and do my predicted 11. Of course, though, I do want to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comments section. And then we'll end up with a score prediction. Now, keep in mind that the Reds have an FA Cup game this weekend against Plymouth. And then the next game after that will be the Merseyside derby at Everton next Wednesday. So I'm going to go fairly strong with my team here because we don't have a short turnaround for a Prem game. So I think that we can afford to go strong and get the job done. So let's get stuck into it, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll start off with, well, I guess a little injury update. We know that Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to miss the game. We're still awaiting, as I'm recording this, the extent of his injury. So you would expect Conor Bradley to come in there. But other than that, it seems like Arne Slot has a pretty full squad to choose from, which has been a rarity this season. So let's enjoy that. We'll have a look now at Spurs' form coming into this game. And as you can see, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for Ange's men. They lost in the Premier League 3-2 to Everton. Hopefully we don't suffer that same fate and we put the Toffees to the sword because we owe them one from last season. Anyway, I digress. Hoffenheim, they beat them 3-2 in the Europa League away from home. So good result there for Spurs. Then they were beaten in the Premier League by Leicester City, which is a result that I'm sure would pile the pressure on Ange's shoulders there. Spurs 3, Elfsborg 0 in the Europa League, and then they beat Brentford 2-0 the other night away from home, which is a good result. Spurs also have the news that Dragusin is out with an ACL, so he's going to be unavailable for them, but it does look like Matthias Tell will be coming Spurs' way in this transfer window. Again, I'm sitting here recording this Monday before the window shuts, so you'll be watching this on Tuesday, so if anything happens between now and then, you'll know I haven't covered it. Right, ladies and gents, so that's pretty much the outside of it done. Now let's get into the business end of it, and of course, the starting 11 prediction. I'm going to start off, as I always do, with the goalkeeper and the centre-backs. Alisson Becker in goal for me, because I think Kelleher will play against Plymouth. Normally, this has been Queeveen's competition. We've seen in the first leg that Arne went with Alisson Becker, and I think he'll do the same here and play Queeveen then in the FA Cup game. So Alisson in goal, and then Canade and Van Dijk. I would have probably mixed this up if we had a league game this weekend, but as I mentioned, an FA Cup game away against Plymouth, I'm sure Arne can make the changes, and we do have a deficit to turn around, so I'm going for Canade and our captain Virgil van Dijk. In the fullback positions, well, we know there's going to be no Trent Alexander-Arnold, so let's have a look at what I've gone for here. I'm going to go for Andy Robertson to come back in and continue his good form from his last game, which I thought was one of his best ones this season. And then the obvious change at right back in replacing Conor Bradley to come in and replacing Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that's the back line. Alisson in goal, Bradley at right back for me, Robbo at left back, and then Ibrahim Canade and Virgil van Dijk in the centre back positions. He may throw in a curveball here. We may see Joe Gomez reintroduced at centre-back, or maybe even Jarell Kwanzaa. But as I said, with the weekend, I think we can afford to go strong because we can send the reserves out against Plymouth. And I'll be entirely honest with you, if I had to pick one, I'd prefer to get to a League Cup final over the 5th round of the FA Cup. So, well, nothing to say we can't have both, but I'm just giving you my thought process. Right, into midfield now, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't think you're going to see many surprises here from me either. So we're going to go for what I think is our strongest midfield. So that would be Ryan Gravenberch in the anchoring role. Then Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister ahead of him. I would expect Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, Chiesa and others to get opportunities against Plymouth. But I think to turn this game around, we need to put our best foot forward. And that is a Ryan Gravenberch and Szoboszlai and McAllister midfield. For me, now to the attacking end of the pitch, where I think you're not going to be too surprised with what I've gone for here. Although there's one position in there that you may disagree with me on, so we'll get to that in a moment. Let's start off, though, in the wide positions. Everybody I know is going to be screaming at Chiesa, Chiesa, Chiesa. I get it. I understand it. I'm looking forward to seeing him, but I don't think we'll see him from the start in the League Cup game because we are 1-0 down from the first leg, and he'll probably go with Salah. So Salah on the right for me, and I've gone with Luis Diaz on the left. which may give you an indication of where I'm going with the striker. I personally don't really like Luis Diaz through the centre. I'm not saying he can't do a job there, he very clearly can, but I think he's at his best when he's in a wide area, running at full-back, so I'd like to see Luis Diaz on the left, and if Arna wants to go with Cody Gakpo, I'm absolutely fine with that as well. This is just my guess at an 11, so Mohamed Salah on the right, Luis Diaz on the left, means one thing. Who's through the centre? Chiesa, Jota, Darwin, Gakpo. Well, let's have a look what I've gone for. I'm going for Darwin Núñez. I know it's a bit of a bold one, but I think this game may suit Darwin. A Spurs defence that, let's be honest, is a bit all over the place at the minute with injuries and lack of options for Ange Postecoglou. And I think that could be a chance for Darwin to feast or at least cause chaos in there. So my 11, ladies and gentlemen, and don't forget we still have a score prediction to come, is Alisson Becker in goal, Bradley at right back, Robbo at left back, Kanade and Van Dijk. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch, Dominic Szoboszlai and Alexis McAllister. And then up top, Mohamed Salah on the right, Luis Diaz on the left, and I'd go for Darwin Núñez through the centre. Jota, I just don't think will be fit enough to start a game and play all the way through. So having him as an option from the bench, Cody Gakpo there as well maybe, Federico Chiesa. I think they're all great options for Arne Slot, but that would be the 11 that I would put out on the pitch against Spurs. And now, of course, we'll come on to the score prediction. This one was difficult because it's hard to know, right? I thought we were going to go down and beat Spurs fairly comfortably in the first leg of the semi. I don't think we deserved to lose it, but we probably didn't deserve to win it either. So, having to turn it round, this is the score prediction that I'm going for. I'm going for a convincing Liverpool victory on the night by 4-1, a result that would send us through by 4-2 on aggregate. And I think it's entirely possible. If we show up and play from the start, put our best foot forward, if Anfield's hyped, the crowd are behind the lads, I think that we can make this fairly easy night's work and hopefully then even make some changes towards the latter part of the game where you can give the likes of Mo and Lucho a rest, maybe even get Virgil van Dijk or Kanade off, bring on the likes of Gomez and Kwanzaa. Loads of options there, but we have to start quickly. What we can't afford to do is go out, mess around and concede the first goal in this game, because that will give the confidence to Spurs that we don't want them to have. And I've no doubt they're looking at this and thinking this is a big chance of a trophy. They have the Europa League as well, but this one they're one game away from Wembley. Ange has always said second season for him has usually been where he's picked up trophies, so they're going to put it all on the line for this one. And I think we've got to match them for intensity and hope that our quality comes through and makes the difference. So that is pretty much it for me for this preview, folks. Now it's over to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it. And don't forget, we're going to be live from 6:45 PM on the night. We'll have our watch along, our match reaction, our player ratings video, and everything else that you would expect on a match day. Want to just thank you for your continued support of the channel. As you can see, we are inching closer to 300,000 subscribers. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, you know what to do. It's going to be an incredible moment if and hopefully when we get there, but it's all because of your support. So I'll catch up with you guys soon. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to let me know your thoughts. Take care. Bye-bye.